Tonight, severe weather has much of the nation in a deep freeze. First came 2 feet of snow in the Rockies and the upper Midwest. Now there's an ice storm stretching from Texas to Tennessee with advisories all the way up to New York and a hard freeze warning in California.
Calling it Ice Friday, the freezing storm stretching 2,000 miles from the heartland to the East Coast. 124 million Americans across 16 states in its grip.
In Dallas tonight, officials have declared something they're calling Ice Force Level 1. That may sound odd, but this early season storm is not a joke. 8 people have died and tens of millions are facing potentially dangerous weather this week.
It's a scenario that has become all too common. Severe weather events topple trees and power lines, triggering blackouts for countless homes and businesses, leaving millions without power for days. With the incredible forces they wield, severe storms are capable of changing hundreds of thousands of lives in minutes. The United States electric grid is highly vulnerable to severe weather. Severe weather, which is becoming more common due to climate change, and these events take a heavy economic toll on our nation. The aging nature of the grid, much of which has been constructed over a period of more than 100 years, has made Americans increasingly susceptible to outages caused by severe weather. According to a recent White House report, the average annual cost of power outages caused by severe weather is estimated to be between $18 billion and $33 billion per year. In a year with record-breaking storms, the cost can be much higher. For example, weather-related outages cost the economy between $40 billion and $75 billion in 2008, the year of Hurricane Ike. Additionally, downed power lines represent a serious safety risk to both the public and utility service teams as electricity continues flowing through the wires. Clearly, the public and utilities will benefit if these costs and risks can be avoided or substantially reduced. Fortunately, an answer to this dilemma has arrived, and it's known as the Grid Defender. The patented Grid Defender utility pole protection system is designed to substantially reduce the high costs and risks associated with natural disasters. The Grid Defender is a unique electrical mechanical device that, when fitted to a power pole or tower, enables the crossarm to be lowered to a predetermined height after the power has been shut off and before the storm strikes. As a storm approaches, a decision is made to activate the Grid Defender system. Activation can be done manually on site, remotely, or automatically in response to line stresses. When activated, the system shuts off the power and lowers crossarms in selected sectors of the distribution grid according to a previously developed plan. As the crossarm is lowered, weight is transferred from the top of the pole to the bottom, greatly reducing the likelihood of the pole breaking. The Grid Defender system can be retrofitted to existing poles or fitted to new ones being installed. Furthermore, the Grid Defender is designed in such a way that transformers and other equipment on the pole will not hinder the lowering of the crossarm. The Grid Defender system's major benefits are cost containment and risk reduction. The cost to replace a single utility pole is $650 before adding the crossarm and equipment. A single storm will routinely destroy hundreds, if not thousands, of poles and towers. In addition, there are the incalculable collateral costs to consumers and businesses from extended power losses. Retrofitting allows utilities to modify existing poles in areas of highest risk for ice and hurricane damage. The system's unique suspended line design eliminates danger to raptors from electrocution. Downed power lines are risky to people making contact with the live lines, to property from falling poles, and to the utility teams working to restore power to the community. Even without storms, the risk to utility service teams during routine maintenance of the lines and infrastructure can be substantially reduced by temporarily shutting off the power and lowering the crossarms to near ground level for safe and efficient access. These costs and risks are substantially mitigated by deploying and activating the Grid Defender system. Moreover, the cost of deployment is paid back hundreds of times over if the devastating impact of just one natural disaster can be avoided. The Grid Defender is the brainchild of Dennis Bell, an inventor and entrepreneur who has numerous successful patented inventions to his name.
The original idea of the Grid Defender was to be able to get the conductors out of harm's way, and to protect the pole. Thus, we've accomplished by a release means that allows the lines to come slowly to the ground, and then a single operator can go back out and put them up in minutes and turn the power back on. Then came other features. As we improved the concept, we figured out we needed a way to turn the power off. So, and in seconds, instantly, when the lines move 2 inches, the power goes off. Nothing's hurt, nobody's fried, and the system speaks to itself. The last 10 years, there's been a lot of new innovation, like the grid, like GPS, like all sorts of pieces of technology that we've incorporated because of the Grid Defender. We've been able to incorporate it into an operating system that now is really a very comprehensive and reliable and beneficial system. It tells you when it hurts, it tells you where it hurts, it tells you all this information at the speed of light. So the repair crews are rolling as soon as the signal comes on to Central, the exact pole, the exact location. They know where to go, how to fix it, and get things squared away.
You have to hand it to Dennis. For 40 years, he's kept at this idea, and he's always been open to trying something, talking to anybody that will help prove that it really will work. And one of those things you do is you go to a good university. He's gone to Montana State twice and gotten peer review, engineered peer review of this concept. That review says this is the easiest, fastest to build system for power line management. It's the easiest to maintain, and finally, it's the safest to operate.
Well, when I started working with meeting and talking with Dennis Bell, he was explaining to me about this Grid Defender system that it really has, that I found out, has really got quite a bit of opportunity to reduce some of the suffering associated with power outages, electrocutions, and those kind of things. And so he asked me to look at it from the analysis standpoint as to is it really cost effective. So we got some information on this. By talking to power companies, local power companies, we found some numbers about what's happening with it. We found that, like, to set a pole, install a pole, it cost about $3,000 a pole. And with normal spacing on these poles, that amounts to $64,000 per mile. That's a lot. With the Grid Defender, because of the reduction in cost by taking advantage of some efficiencies associated with manufacturing as opposed to building it in the field, we're able to reduce those costs for a pole like $500 a pole. Makes it $2,500 a pole. I think we can put it in the ground. That amounts to a savings per mile of like $11,000 a mile by doing it that way. In terms of time savings, the Grid Defender system takes much less time than current methods. The current methods from the power companies, we understand, takes about an hour per pole to erect a pole. With Grid Defender, we'll reduce that down in half, perhaps to like 30 minutes per pole to set a new pole, because of the fact that we have prefabbed materials to bring onto site, and also we don't need the tensioning exercise that current methods use to get the lines ready for use.